Welcome to the Books, Beards, Booze podcast, where we talk books, drink booze, and have beards.
All right. As always, I am Bob of Tales by Bob.
I'm the ass of the podcast, Derek.
And I am everyone's favorite part of this podcast, creative consultant Tanya.
Well, that was bold.
You gotta feel yourself sometimes, y'all.
I feel myself.
This is
Around. Yeah, no one knows that part. Nothing's gonna ever keep me down.
I think that's right. But
I'm your fave.
I don't even know what you're singing.
Part. It's a song.
Well, I gathered.
Well, I mean, I've got me and my friends when we play video games together, we constantly do that.
Yeah.
But no one ever actually sings the next part. I think they know the words. The next
I don't
part.
think there is a next
Who
part.
sings that song? What song?
I just sang it. Me.
What song? What is the song?
Isn't it from Karate Kid?
Oh.
Could be. All right.
Someone tweet me the answer to that question. I'm at BBBpod_Tanya. Help me.
Okay.
M&M's.
So this is going to be a kind of a shorter episode this week, I think, because we haven't on our for a while there on our news. We were working in like what are we reading? You know, what have we been reading? What are we currently reading? And we kind of got out of that. So we wanted to take some time to get y'all caught up on like what we've been reading and what we recommend. Like, you know, did we like it? Do we recommend it? We think you should read it? So we picked a kind of a short topic today. So the topic is, what book would you most like to reread for the first time?
Yeah.
I just always like it when you like preface with, this is going to be a short episode. I was like, he did not ask me what I had to say. He is unaware.
Well, I always like to go in expecting it's going to be a short episode. So then when it's not, because it never is, I'm like pleasantly surprised.
Oh,
you go.
cool.
That's fair.
We're not putting up a 10-minute episode.
Yeah. Well, no, I didn't think it was going to be that.
Please, with the way you run your mouth.
I am offended.
So
Yikes.
I've came up with a couple of runners up. And Tanya, did you?
Look, I've got things.
I got my one. I mean, there's a couple other. But like, yeah, I'd like to read that again.
Derek, give us one of your runners up. Like, not your all-time pick.
So, well, like, here's what I'm going to do.
Okay.
This is purely for the enjoyment of the reading.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Well, see,
because there's reasons.
there's a lot of reasons.
Yeah, there's
going into
multiple
these.
reasons that you could go
Want
at
to read a book.
Like,
again
for
the first
example,
time.
if
Yeah.
I could, I would love to wipe my memory of the first three Star Wars movies.
And then do it again.
Yeah. Because, like, I don't, like...
Yeah, you didn't get
that's his dad?
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yeah.
But, like, it's always been such a part of culture that I don't remember that shock.
See, by the way, Bob, that's what I like about reaction videos. I have found a couple of people who have never seen them before, and they're like, here's their reaction to the scene.
Yeah.
And they're just like, bullshit! No! That's not really right.
Yeah.
And they're like, how do you not know this?
Yeah. Like, something like The Sixth Sense. Like, I would love to be able to wipe my memory and watch that movie again.
Usual Suspects.
Usual Suspects, yeah. Stuff like that.
But,
so there's multiple reasons you could want to reread a thing.
But, I mean, for and this isn't my actual answer, which is, I assume, I purposely didn't choose this, but Name of the Wind.
Well, I figured that was going to be
Yeah.
your number one, but then I thought maybe he's not because
We purposefully said to try not to
pick them as much.
Yeah.
But no, I know how much you love that book and how much you like discovering things in it. So be able to go at it fresh, like I could see where you would.
just reading the prologue for the first time again, being like, I don't really know what to expect, and then there's like Silence of Three Parts. I'm like, I don't know what I've just read, but I like it.
Yeah.
And anyways, but
I could see
that
that.
would be one of my
Yeah.
bonuses.
So my first runner-up is Talion Revenant.
Ooh, that's
almost-
interesting,
yeah.
because that was almost one of my picks as well.
Same.
Well, it's got a bit of a twist.
Yeah.
I would like, and I really love that book, and part of it is like, I love that book probably more than I should.
It's really good, though.
Part of that is based on I read it when I was young, and I've just loved it so long, kind of deal. I would like to go at it fresh and see if I still feel the same way about it.
Fair.
But then also because it's got a bit of a twist, and I would like to
Get the twist again.
Feel that impact of that twist again.
I'm just curious about it from a different perspective, because I almost chose it because I really like it, But I don't think I would want to experience it again for the first time. And that's kind of what ended up making me stop, because part of my problem with the book is that it gets me super hyped and for like what else could be in this world, and then I never get it, or like it gives me a bunch of interesting things and then never does anything with it.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
we need to check out the sequel. I don't know if it's finished yet, but there's a sequel coming.
Yeah.
That I do want to check that out. But yeah, no, I see that like.
which this plays into my actual answer later.
Okay,
So.
Tanya, do you have a
the Harry Potter books. I mean, it's not a single book, but all of them, kind of building off of what you were talking about, where Star Wars, you kind of wish you could just wipe that out and go at it new. Because I didn't read the Harry Potter books until like 6 years ago. So it was, I mean, but the cultural awareness of kind of
had
what
seen
it
the
was.
Movies and...
Well, no.
Oh, okay.
I saw the movies after I watched the movies after I read the books. But I mean, I was just so culturally aware of it that I didn't experience it as it was coming out, kind of thing. So I'd like to go back and do that.
I read. I
enjoyed
it. Was
them.
kind of like Game of Thrones. Like I read the first 3 as they were coming out, and then never read the other 4 until I was a grown ass man.
Yeah.
And then I went. My sister had them. I went and borrowed hers.
I borrowed my mom's. Yeah.
And then, but like Game of Thrones, I read the first 2 as they came out, and then I've been waiting ever since for the series to finish.
Keep waiting.
Good luck with that.
Winter is never coming.
All right.
It's Alabama. No, it's not.
It's fair. That's my problem.
Yeah.
I need to just move to a place where it's cold, and then that's where the books are.
Derek, what's another runner-up of yours?
Another runner-up is actually, and I think we briefly discussed this yesterday, but Shogun by James
Clavell,
yes,
I think
Clavell,
is how you say
I
it.
think is how you say it. But yeah, that first of all, it's just a really, really good book. It has a lot of the political intrigue and maneuvering stuff that I like.
Yeah.
And then there's a Usual Suspects-esque twist.
Well, see, you can live vicariously through me, because I think I'm going to try and read that this year.
I'm so excited.
I may get the Audible book.
It just
maybe, but it's so long.
Here's what I would
say.
say.
It was 52 hours?
53. Yeah.
53 hours.
Here's the thing about
Fuck.
it. You can read it if you want to. I would wait until, because you're not going to be listening to as many audiobooks because you're not driving. You're going to be driving less.
Yeah.
So wait and see if you incorporate more audiobooking at work, because if you start to do that, then it'll be worth it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I like that. So I'll hold off on that.
Right, but keep it in the 4.
Yeah. I do. I've always wanted to read it. My dad had a couple of James Clavell books.
My dad gave
Whirlwind, I think, was one they had.
My dad had Gaijin, and he had Shogun. I took Shogun from him.
Yeah. So okay, I'm with that. I know Derek will really like this runner-up, and it was my original winner, and then I thought of what became my winner. Ender's Game.
I have that to read this year.
Oh, that's such a good book.
Yeah, I have it to read this year.
When she reads it, I'm going to read it again.
Yeah,
I would love to.
It's one of the
reread that
paperback
as well.
books that I have, and I'm trying. I have so many books on my Kindle. This year, I'm really trying to read my physical books so I can liquidate them.
Yeah.
So I'm reading The Martian right now, and when I get done, I was actually looking at Ender's Game.
Bob,
oh yeah.
we should just do an Ender's Game episode. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
it's not a long book.
Yeah.
It's a
No,
fast read.
I could fuck with
I
that.
mean, I have a copy
Yeah.
if y'all want to borrow it.
Oh, I've got 2 copies in that room right over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Okay. Yeah, I
Yeah.
could fuck with Ender's Game.
Yeah, that's on my to read this year.
And
get done.
but it's got a twisty element to it that I would like to
Experience for the first time.
experience for the first time again.
You get to experience vicariously through me when I snap y'all like,
The
bitch.
Yeah. Yeah.
The fuck is this?
Yeah, that for a long time that was my favorite book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back
It's
when
great.
I was reading Wheel of Time, and at my peak of Wheel of Time, that was still my favorite book.
Well, and this doesn't spoil anything, but it's a school book.
Oh,
Like-
you love school settings.
And
Yeah.
we both we
Yeah.
love school settings, so it's a sci-fi school setting book, and
Fantastic.
it is amazing. Did you have another runner-up?
I have one other runner-up, and then I have my actual choice.
That's me.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
'Cause-
That almost made my list.
Well, I feel like it's such a foundation for fantasy, and I went into it not really having really read fantasy books before, which is probably, I guess,
kind of when people
probably better. So I didn't have a understanding already of elves and dwarves and all that shit. But I would like to go back now and kind of, I could reread it, but I don't like rereading books, and just kind of compare and contrast.
Maybe that's what I
kind
should
of
read
thing.
on them.
You know what? I bet you there's probably some amazing audiobooks of it.
Never even thought about that.
I would imagine the voice acting is stellar.
They probably have one with like a full cast.
Never
Probably.
considered that.
I bet you there's a full cast read of that. So I may have to look into that. But yeah, no, like I almost picked that because like the thing at the end of the day that I like most about Lord of the Rings is how the world feels real and has a sense of age to it.
Right.
And just like, because you get to explore so much of this world, they travel so many different places and encounter so many cool things. Like, I love exploration, and getting to explore this very lived-in world is the best thing about the books to me. So getting to explore this world for the first time again, that would be great.
Yeah.
So, did you have another runner-up?
I didn't.
Okay.
But you got one?
I don't.
Okay.
But my real answer plays off of what you just said.
Okay, we'll go. Give us your...
My real answer, and I don't think you would see this coming, Wizard's First Rule by Terry Goodkind.
I would not have seen that coming.
Yeah. Really, really wish I could go back and read that again for the first time.
He is really hated on the fantasy subreddit.
I don't know why.
Wait, Tori Goodkind, is that Mord Sith? Yeah. I always get Terry Goodkind and Terry Brooks confused. Terry Brooks is Shannara.
Right. Goodkind
is the one that turned into a TV show.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Seeker of...
Sword of Truth. Yeah. All right. Yeah, well, no, apparently like in later books, like a lot of people really don't like the BDSM elements of it.
Yeah.
But apparently the thing that everyone goes back to, there's a scene with a chicken. Like a chicken of evil. And every time someone does a thread, like a post on the Reddit about him, someone will quote that passage, and it is so ridiculous. Like, I'm sure in context it's better, but like out of context it's awful. But I want to hear why you picked this.
The thing you're talking about is kind of why.
Okay.
Because when I read this first book, it had all the promise in the world. I like his writing style. Mm-hmm. I had never read it before. My brother bought it for me for my birthday. He hadn't read it yet, so I was actually reading a fantasy book my brother hadn't read yet.
Nice.
I was really excited. It has a lot of different magic elements in it, a lot of different types of magic.
Yeah.
The whole point of the book, the first book anyways, is that the main character is in one land and he's having to cross all the other lands to get to another place to kill a baddie. And all the lands between him and there are like these lands that no one has seen before, or no one where he lives has seen in a really, really, really long time.
There's like an invisible wall between them, kind of deal.
Yeah, invisible. Well, it's like it's called the boundary. It's basically someone created a wall by pulling hell up, and it's like an entry to hell. And if you get too close to it, you start falling into the nether realm, and things start like trying to trick you into coming inside and letting them kill you and sucking away your life force and shit like that.
Pretty wicked awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty terrifying. But the whole thing is like they get over into the other lands with all these different magic, like magicians, like wizards are almost all gone. There's only a few left, so people don't really know how it works. But there's like these small vestiges of magic. Like there isn't magic, but there are creatures that are magic, so they can just do different things, and they live in different areas, and you can kind of like go. The whole thing was awesome. I was really excited about it. For example, there's a people called the Mud People, which they're like they're like plainsmen. Like they just go out and hunt and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. They're fairly primitive, but they have this magic in them where they can like summon back their ancestors to talk to them to get advice. So they have this special building. They draw these symbols on themselves. And like the whole time you're like, I don't even know, like, is this actual magic or is this just superstition? Because in this world it could be either one. And then you find out that no, it's real magic, but that's all they can do really with their magic. It's like it's not pervasive. And so the idea of pass it like that. I was going to get to pass through the whole, because the main character is the seeker of truth. And what he was supposed to do back in the day was he was kind of like a roaming judge. Like he would go around and people would make their confessions, or not confessions to him, but they would tell him things, and then he would like basically swing his sword at them, and he can only kill people that he deep down believes are evil.
Yeah.
So if they convince him through their arguments that they deserve to live, then his sword won't kill them. And then after that, they're exonerated. It's
one of the coolest premises.
Yeah, and it had all the potential in the world. I loved how I didn't know any of the magic. Like there's characters with magic in this that for the vast majority of the first book, you don't know how it works. They don't know how it works. So it's just like there's a lot of mystery going on, and then and it had so much promise. And then after the first book,
it kind of goes downhill.
I managed to make it through the 3, and it was still pretty good, but it never. And then, from what I understand, afterwards it just kind of
apparently goes off the rails.
Yeah, so I want to read it again because that first book I loved, and then I thought it could have been something special, and I
think the biggest complaints against him now are he's really started working his personal politics into his books. And from what I gather, his personal politics are somewhat divergent from the bulk of fantasy, like on the fantasy subreddit kind of people. Like, then also I think what really turned everyone against him is he sits there and claims, well, I don't write fantasy. Like, bruh, you're writing fantasy books, but he's like, no, I don't write fantasy. I just write stories. They're not fantasy stories. They're just stories.
Shut up, bro.
Bruh, like, come on. Like there's this perception that he acts like he's better than the fantasy genre kind of deal, and it's rubbed people the wrong way. And then, and I think at that point, like that just pissed everyone off, and now they nitpick him. I think.
I mean, again, there's a reason I stopped reading these books.
Yeah.
But the first one just had so much things that I liked and could have been so interesting.
Well, I don't know that that's a good pick, because you're just gonna, if you read it again for the first time, you're gonna have all that hope, like, oh my god, this is gonna be amazing, and you're just gonna read two more books.
That hope was. I'll leave myself a letter.
Yeah.
Like, bro, just
stop here.
Stop here. It's kind of like with Liza Locklemoore. I was like, maybe just
stop here.
Just stop here, bro.
Yeah. No, I'm with that. Tanya, what's your pick?
Okay, the book that I most would like to go back and reread with a fresh... It is Dune.
Dune?
Yeah, you guessed it yesterday, and I was like, oh, don't let him know that's it. I would like to go back and reread Dune for the first time.
With less of a chip on your shoulder about
it? This is going to be terrible.
Where did you get... Like, I don't understand you. Who gave you the idea that it was going to be bad? Because everyone I've ever heard is like, it's
natural ornery contrariness had kind of taken over.
Because everyone's like, it's the best, and I'm like, well, I mean, I've read part of it. It's really not, but
I read that kind of early when I was really getting back into reading, and so when I hit some frustration with it, I was like, well, this is fucking trash. Well, I've grown a little bit, and I've read more, and that kind of thing. So I think I would like to go back and reread that again for the first.
I'm going to need you to come up with something that's not a suck up to Bob.
I mean, it did get better the second go around, but the thing is like, I feel like maybe this is a really good book and I'm always going to be lukewarm on it. And maybe I fucked myself out of really it's liking this. And really I'm just like, it's...
No, I
have warmed up from this is hot garbage to I could see where it's okay.
I don't think you would ever have... I don't think,
this is never going to be for you what it is for Bob.
Yeah. Or for a lot of people.
Yeah. I think it's important to... The more you read, the more you kind of learn what it is you like about these books. I think once you have a better... I don't know what you prioritize in book reading. I know what Bob does and what I do.
Yeah. I'm figuring it out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So,
As you figure that out, I think you'll know that Dune was never... If you could go back and read it with fresh eyes, no chip on your shoulder, I still don't think you would love the book.
You'd appreciate it, but I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe I'm not going to love it, but even right now, I've read it. I read it. I hated it. I listened to it. It's okay. Maybe I might like it more than just, it's okay.
How about...
But without... I'm not going to read it.
Here's what we'll do.
Fuck off.
Here's what we do. When the movie comes out, we'll hit you really hard in the head.
Yeah.
And then we'll just go watch the movie.
Yeah.
Well, I actually bought the sequel because I like the world that we've got going on here. It's just the characters are insufferable.
Stick with it then. Try it.
So
give it a go.
One day.
We've got Ender's Game.
Yeah, I've got so many other things to read that it's like, hey, Tanya, when you have nothing else and you kind of want to maybe get in the right mindset, maybe get
Derek, if you had to guess, what do you think I would pick? Because I was going to guess that you'd pick Name of the Wind. So
I would have assumed that you were going to say... I always forget the first of the Black Company... Oh, no! The first series of the Black...
The Books of the North. That was almost my pick.
It was either Books of the North or... Legend.
Are you...
Legend.
By David Gemmell?
Yeah. Legend, yeah.
It's on my piece of paper right here.
Yeah.
Legend by David Gemmell.
Yeah,
Correct,
because you love that. It's about a siege.
Yeah.
Hell, I want to read it again.
Yeah, no, I think that's the book that really locked in my love of sieges. And I've read that book probably 4 times.
Also, the dude is just awesome.
Yeah, like
I can't
so
remember
much.
What his name is. But,
oh God.
But the Legend.
Druss the Legend.
Yeah.
Like, it's amazing. I would love to read it again for the first time because it's not like a super twisty book, but it is very much like, oh God, like how the fuck can they possibly win?
It's pretty straightforward, but at the same time, it's
all the tension.
Like, it's straightforward.
You know where you're going, but you don't know how you're getting there.
Yeah, like it's very like it's a siege. They either win or they lose. They are vastly outnumbered. It doesn't seem like there's any way that they can win.
But that dude's
can they?
badass.
Do they not? Druss shows up. All bets are off. Holy shit, he's a badass.
But
it's
he's
amazing.
old.
But he's old. Like, it's the greatest hero of an age, but he's like 60 now. And he comes into like, you know what? Fuck it. If I got to die somewhere.
Yeah, this is it.
But he's like got arthritis.
He's like, either I'll win or I'll die.
Yeah.
So let's do this.
Yeah, no. So, wow, that was a good pick, Derek. Good pick.
That was. I thought it was.
We know each other well.
I said it. I said the books of the North. Only reason I picked those first was because I literally could not remember Legend. I couldn't remember the name of the book. I was like, say something else that it could be while you're trying to remember.
No, I did almost pick the Black Company. If I was going to do it, I'd do like how she picked Harry Potter. I would just like to reread the whole thing for the first time now. Because I got to talk about this the other day. Like,
did I tell you I started rereading Black Company?
No. So, Grunts. Okay. I loved Grunts so much. I still love Grunts. Mm-hmm. But I read that when I was a teen. And I just wonder if I were to read it as an adult. The first time
when you were, 24, like I tried to.
Yeah, well, it's more like now just like kind of more of my sensibilities. Like, it cracks some really kind of brutal rape jokes in there. Mm-hmm. That's just like, at 13, I was like, oh, whoa. You know, well, no, like 13, I was like, oh, whatever, you know. But like now, I like, you know, like it. I don't know that I wouldn't think that was as funny now. I think like I have holdover memories like this book's fucking hilarious, and this book is fucking hilarious. But there are parts of it now that's like a very kind of juvenile kind of humor that I don't know that would appeal to me as an adult, and so I think I would still like it because I do love funny fantasy. But I don't think I would like it as much as I do. It's like, you know, if you never watched The Goonies when you were young.
That's me.
Yeah,
that's me.
Y'all,
I never watched
then y'all will probably not like it. Like,
well, it's
like
the
Big
same
Trouble
thing
in
with
Little China.
Fucking
the
Labyrinth.
best movie of all time. Yeah.
Yeah, because you watched it when you were young.
Oh yeah.
I watched it when I was like 28, and that movie's dumb as fuck.
First of all, you're wrong. Second of all, it's the best movie of all time, with the exception of Never Back Down.
Yeah. Oh my God, get the fuck off your own fucking podcast.
It's my go-to, bro.
No. What was the one that?
Which one?
The one Bane. I live my life a quarter mile at a
Torque.
time. Torque.
Oh my God!
So stupid.
I've never watched that. I tried to watch.
I live my life a quarter mile at a time.
It's knockoff Fast and the Furious.
Yeah, but it's
with motorcycles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, that's actually what they say in that, but then there's another line after that makes fun of it, so it's like, we're referencing it, but we're not. It's like,
oh,
fuck
God,
off.
that movie's awful.
I mean, that's how I feel about a lot of those, like, seminal movies that, you know, maybe I didn't watch when they were coming out, like Labyrinth. I never watched Labyrinth.
Oh.
And
see, Labyrinth is one like that.
I tried to watch it. It's awful.
I tried to watch, like, our friend Dusty, like, I'm pretty sure he masturbates to the movie Legend at least once a month.
He used to. Anyway.
Yeah, he loves it, and I finally watched it. It was on like Netflix or something like that. I was like, well, fuck it, man. This is like my boy's favorite movie of all time. Let me check it out. It's got an amazing cast, and I like halfway through, I was having to force myself to finish it. And about 3/4 of the way through, I was just playing on my phone at that point. It was just noise in the background. Like, it wasn't making any fucking sense. It was just, like, it was visually quite appealing, but, like, the plot didn't make no goddamn sense. Like, I was over it.
Unlike the cinematic masterpiece of Robot Jocks, right?
You're right. No, Robot Jocks is a seminal piece of American
cinema.
film. Oh, my God. That movie is fucking classic. The sequel's not as good. But Robot Jocks is fucking amazing. Oh my God,
it's so...
But that's one, God, if I had not seen that growing up, I like to think I would still like that movie, but...
Was it... Did you watch it with me and Keith one time, like, later on in when he was living over there with... I watched it, and somebody
It
watched
wasn't me. I haven't seen it. Last time I watched it, Movie Gallery was still open.
Oh, snap.
Yeah. So that's been a minute.
Dating yourself right there.
Well, I would date me. I'm amazing. All right, so
date yourself.
Let's briefly kind of talk about some of the stuff that we've
he's
been.
old now.
But you're old.
Yeah.
He's the same age as me now.
No, you're much older.
Yikes.
All right.
If by much you mean like 2 months, 3
Those 3 months are like 30 years in like spirit years. You are an old lady.
I'm exactly like 3 months older than you.
But you have cats, so...
Morbidly obese cats that run your life. Don't lie, they run your life.
If you go to our website, y'all, on the like what is it? It's the How to Listen page. That has a picture of my...
No, it's how to support the podcast.
Well, anyway.
Because you can see how fat her cat is and how much it costs to feed. We spent all that cat's food money on podcasting gear. So if you want to keep that cat
from
fat,
eating Tanya,
you need to go support our Patreon.
That's why I have cats. That's the dream one day is that like I'm alone in my house and I choke to death on my food, which is a serious fear when I live by myself, and I'm seriously scared I'm going to choke on my food and die. But have cats and they'll eat your body much faster than your dogs.
Why is that a dream?
Because it kind of gives me some sense of haha with like, man, I haven't heard from Tanya in a couple days. Let's go by her house, and there's just my skeleton because my cats have ate my body. I don't know.
Wow. She is a serial killer.
It just seems like that would be like much better than having somebody go, I haven't heard from Tanya in a few days, walking in my house and there's like my bloated gelatinous corpse.
They're not going to eat
corpse. I thought you were just going to say you were like sitting at your computer.
Oh God. Damn.
Oh my God.
That was Bob. That was
savage. That was mean. That was mean. I feel bad.
That out in the universe before God and everybody and all of our listeners. You just called me a fat gelatinous piece of shit. Oh my God.
I do feel bad about that.
No, I don't want to hear.
Just
in the episode.
Should.
In the episode, Bob. Just end it.
No, we're gonna briefly talk about a couple things that we've either what we're currently reading or just very very briefly touch on it. Like, I thought we were going to need to fill more time, and we're already at like 28 minutes, I think. So we're good, but let's just briefly touch on some stuff.
What are you currently reading?
I don't want to talk about what I'm currently reading. I want to save that for last.
Okay.
Here's what I want to talk about. I'm just going to do a quick little like run through of some stuff I've just, and I'm going to yes or no, read it or don't. I read the first 3 Eli Monpress books by Rachel Aaron. Fucking read these books. They're great, especially if you like fantasy, high stuff. And anime. I read The Red Knight by Miles Cameron, did the audiobook, great quality, really good. I recommend it. I read Massacre at Yellow Hill by C.S. Humble. It's a supernatural western, pretty good. I recommend it. Bulletproof Witch by Francis James Blair, another supernatural western with gun magic, so pretty cool. Check that out. The Machineries of Empire trilogy by Yoon Ha Lee was really fucking good. It's sci-fi math. Wizardry.
That's that one that you got me to buy,
okay.
right?
Yeah, that's the weather.
Yeah.
The weather magic.
It's
magic.
real good.
Okay.
Highly recommend that. And I read the first 3 Dresden Files books by Jim Butcher on audiobook.
Why don't you tell us about that, Bob?
Fuck that series, man. No, I take that back. A lot of people are fanatically in love with this series, and I can see why. This is just not for me.
I say that there are people that don't read books very often.
Well, it's just not for me. Like, and I from what I have gathered, starting at book 3 is when the meta plot starts. Like books 1 and 2 are basically standalone. Book 3, you're introduced to the start of the plot of the next.
The pieces are put on the board.
Yeah, like you meet some of the major players and some of the factions.
So you've quit right before it really starts getting somewhere.
No, because at the end of the day, that's not what bothers me. The world is fascinating. I love the world. The world is super fascinating. I read the
first book. Yeah.
I just don't like Harry Dresden as a character, and it's all about him. And also, like every book there. What I violently hate in books is when there's like, if someone would just tell a person a thing, it would stop a lot of drama.
So what you're saying is you don't like plot of convenience?
Yes.
I hate that.
Every book so far, there's been a moment where if Harry would just explain himself instead of turning into angsty emo guy, then some shit wouldn't happen.
Listen to what the person is literally trying to say to him.
Yeah. So like, there's a lot of frustrating things with it, but a lot of people do really like it. There's lots to like about Harry Dresden, but there's just parts of it that it hits my particular buttons of stuff I don't like. Yeah. So that's why I wouldn't. But what I'm currently reading is House of Leaves, which is a rather infamous book. If you haven't heard of it, go check out the wiki on it. But it's a horror novel that really plays around with the concept of like formatting of books and whatnot. There's footnotes have footnotes. Footnotes might be longer than the chapter itself, telling stories within stories, and it's real creepy. And so far, I'm 100 pages into this 700-page book, and it's real good, real creepy.
Cool.
Tanya, what are you currently reading?
What I have been reading, what I have finished recently, I finished Neverwhere by Neil Gaiman.
He's writing a sequel.
She didn't even like the first one, so.
No, I mean, I liked Neverwhere well enough. That was good. No, I liked it. I read that. My Goodreads got all fucky. I read The Kite Runner.
You didn't like that, though, right?
It got better. I didn't like it at first, but the more I got into it, the better it got.
Because that book was hugely popular at one time.
No, I mean, I ended up giving it 4 stars on Goodreads.
Okay.
It was more than just a okay. Because I know Goodreads, they have, like, when you hover over the stars, it tells you, like, I loved it, I really liked it, I liked it, I didn't like it, or I hated it or something like that. I don't think they say the word hate, but for me, like, 5 stars is going to be I loved it, 3 is going to be, like, I really liked it, and, fuck it, I remember. I was talking to you, Derek, about it, and I forgot, but I forgot my own system.
Basically, she's saying that she's going to, like, 4 is I very much, 4 is now I very much like this, 3 is, like, 2 is not good, 1 is get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, because I give everything, like, a 3 star, because that's their I liked it.
I've only ever given one book a 1 star.
What was it?
I'm not giving it the dignity of sharing its name.
Okay. Well, you just have to.
I can tell. I'll tell y'all later. Or you can go find my Goodreads and look for yourself.
I just recently gave
that book any airtime.
One of those Audible originals a 1 star. It was Atomic Marriage. It was fucking garbage. I gave it a 1. Y'all can don't go read that. It's terrible. So that's what I was reading recently. You know, I spent so much time in Grey House. And
what do you end up rating that?
I think it was probably a 3.
3 stars?
Probably. Okay. What I am listening to right now is... Oh, fuck off. Mistborn. Shit. Oh. I had like a huge brain fart. Yeah, I'm almost done with Mistborn. I really like it.
Super fan Elizabeth's reading the first book right now.
Because she won our drawing for the omnibus.
She's finally got around to start reading the first book.
It's a 24-hour listen. I think I'm at 17 hours. I really like it.
Thought you would.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it.
First book's the best book.
Yep.
I think it's not, actually. I think the second book's better.
For me. Just for me.
Yeah. No, I think the second book's better.
I am reading...
It has a siege in it.
Oh, yeah.
That was what I'm listening to. I'm reading The Martian by... was it Andy Weiss, I think?
Andy Weir, I believe.
Whatever. Yeah. It's so good. I really want you to read
you've been
this.
raving about that book nonstop.
I really like it.
This is starting to feel like a Dune to me.
No. Okay, so I like that it's sci-fi without being
hard sci-fi.
Yeah, easily this could have been, I'm going to decompress 300 milliliters of suchy such. No, but he's like, look, it's all real technical. Basically, I use some fucking duct tape. Like,
okay, I'm kind of into that.
Yeah, I'm with that.
It's great.
Yeah,
and he's like, I'm the one here on Mars, and you've got fucking fuck asses in NASA trying to tell me how to do my own shit. But like, they're gonna tell me what to do. I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna take it apart, and I'm gonna put some fucking duct tape on it. I'm gonna fix it. Like, it's great. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, my only concern was that you keep saying that, and I'm like, well, Bob said that about Dune, and it's making me nervous.
Similar, like, planetary structure, desert.
Desert. Well, Mars is a desert planet.
It is a desert planet.
Derek, what are you reading?
There's no mice.
No mice?
I know.
Well, what's the point in reading a book that doesn't have mice in it?
Yeah, read Redwall. It's got all the mice.
Well, that's where all the mice went.
Yeah.
Wadib.
Because instead of, like, Westeros, all those mice are hiding behind the red wall instead of being out in the field getting slaughtered by walkers.
Nice. What are you reading, Derek?
Oh, man, I'm having...
I know you've been jumping book to book.
I still haven't really... The closest thing that I've managed to glom onto for more than a few sittings was I started rereading the Ramayana. Yeah. And that's kind of kept me interested. But even that, like, I don't want to be reading it because I've read it before. Yeah. So it's like, I'm trying, like, I did pick up Game of Thrones and started reading that, and it felt real good, but I haven't picked it up again since then because I've been a real busy week for me. Yeah. Like, I don't normally do things, but I've been doing a lot of the things. All the things. So tonight after this, I'll go make my D&D character and then probably spend the night reading. So maybe I'll have something better to report next week, but... Yeah. I don't know. If you guys have suggestions, I'm trying. I'm desperate here, guys. I'm gonna
finish this Martian. I'm gonna finish this probably Tuesday. And then you're gonna read that next. Okay. It's a breezy read. There's nothing like clunky with the writing. It's not super in depth. It may not be your speed because it's not prosy, but it's super. But you just need to get over this dry spell, this hump. You just gotta
find something. Yeah.
I think maybe these you read, what you do is you read the Martian and then you read the Barsoom trilogy because they're all on Mars. You just go on a real Mars kick.
Okay, we're going space bound. Yeah. So you go ahead and get No Man's Sky. Yeah. And then we'll
All right. Okay.
Well.
Let's give it a rapadoodle.
Yeah, we'll rapadoodle this right on up.
Don't encourage her.
Did you ever watch the movie Rockadoodle as a kid?
Once.
It scared me.
Or twice.
It scared me as a kid.
Rockadoodle.
That
E.T. scared me. E.T. was terrifying.
I can see that.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Okay.
All right. Well, as you approach the coming week, may the weeds sprouting up between your sidewalk cracks, may they lightly tickle your ankles in a pleasing manner, not a kinky one, and may the blessing of the beard be upon you.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Books, Beards, Booze. Our co-hosts are Bob, Derek, and Tanya. Our producer is Bob. For more information, visit our website, booksbeardsbooze.com. Follow our social media at Tales by Bob. If you enjoyed this podcast, please rate, subscribe, and share. Okay, bye.